Good morning, Joe Deary, Powerful Improvements, Putnam, Connecticut. Out here in beautiful Thompson, Connecticut, on a nice small lake, taking care of this fairly new cottage with a lot of moss and debris on the roof. I got Quinn on the ground, downstreaming, taking care of this fence right here, which is all covered with lichen and algae. And I'm up here with Itchy, my good buddy Itchy. And we're just pushing the stuff off the top of the skylights. You see all the debris that was sitting up here, okay? You don't want to shoot your roof with all that sitting on there if you can help it, because it's unnecessary. I went through, rhythmed out the roof one time with Itchy and removed a lot of this loose moss. And now we're gonna blow it all off with a leaf blower. Then I'll come up here with the X6 and give this a nice treatment. Meet Quinn on the ground, and we'll complete the house wash and wrap back up to the truck and be out, nice and easy. All right, we got it all nearly treated up here with the X6 running the RB65 gun. The red gun is the RB65. It's not the X6. The X6 is the pump that is running my machine. And we're all done treating everything up here. You can see it's nice and snow white. And I got a pro tip for you. Should be obvious, but don't stand on the moss you've treated unless you want to fall on your behind and slide off the roof. So leave yourself a dry way to get down. Shoot the last section from the ladder. Another thing to try to remember is to rinse off your skylights if you can when you're done. What is that? All right, Quinn and I are out on the next job getting set up. He's setting up the power wash, and we got one little oddball project today. We got the old school Husky chainsaw. First thing you do is give it a little bit of bar oil. I don't store it with oil in it, so I usually only put enough in there to carry me through the project. All right, so we're down here on the back property, and where the wall of this property opens up is where the lady drops all of her compost. You see there's a nice path that goes in here, and a big branch fell off of that tree over there, got caught up in here and is blocking the path. So I'm gonna cut this up, move things to the side, and I'll clear the path for her real quick. That's all cleaned up, and the big part of this tree that had fallen down over here, you can see I made multiple cuts. Every place is sawdust here. We got cut. But the big branch fell out, landed on the ground right there, and had this Y to it. We cut that big arm off and flipped it over there, but then it was attached in the tree here, so that was kind of a pain. I managed to cut it about 90% through, and then Quinn and I broke it and levered the pieces over there. And then I cut a couple pieces off the arm, but look at this arm that was here. But I can't get that to come off. We tried to wrestle it a little bit and lever it and whatnot, but there's some knobs up there holding it, and this tree wants to pinch it, so. And I'm not a woodsman. I pretend to be, but I'm not. So I did what I could with what I have, and we're happy about it. I like to take note of the rarities that we find along the way. And this is called a jack in the pulpit. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before. This thing lifts up, and there's a little spore right there, and that's Jack in the pulpit. Here's some babies growing nearby. Those are kind of rare to find. No real video on this project, but this is a gazebo that sits in the park in the town of Thompson, and they have all sorts of events here. They have little concerts and, you know, summertime events. So they wanted to have this thing cleaned up, and we've taken care of that. We shot the roof 2/3 of the way around, all on the dark side. Did all the concrete cleaning, cleaned all the whites. There were cobwebs everywhere on that plastic beadboard, vinyl beadboard underneath, and it looks fantastic. All right, I almost forgot. I want to treat this iron staining on the bottom of the railings. So I've got Rust Aid from Lowe's in the Zep bleach resistant bottle. I got the Rust Aid cut at about, I don't know, 2-to-1. It's a little more Rust Aid than it is water because the concrete is still a bit wet. And I'm just gonna wet and forget this. Going to go around one time real quick, and when we come back to the beginning, I'll bet you that everything I treated already is gone. Check it out. For the money, you can't beat the Rust Aid. Fantastic job. Stuff's like $12 a bottle. Sorry, no video. Wrapping up, we did this multi-unit building. There's a ton of them in here. I've done a couple of them last year. There's like, I don't know, probably 20 buildings in here. But we just did this one. Piece of cake, downstreaming. Quinn and I are wrapping it up, and we'll be back tomorrow. Have a great night.